Why we don't believe that we can do it better? We have to believe, you have to be positive to try to change the things. This is why we're not going to give up. You know, the only give up is the guys who is weak mentally.
They said the king was done. They laughed. They wrote the headlines. They moved on like legends are temporary, like greatness has an expiration date. But what they forgot is that storms don't ask for permission to return. They just come back harder, louder, unstoppable. You see, real champions, they don't listen to the noise. They listen to the grind. Champions don't listen to noise. They listen to the grind. The world has a way of talking too much when you're down. The headlines scream, the fans question, the critics sharpen their words like swords, ready to write your ending before you've even caught your breath. But real champions, the ones who live and breathe success, they don't let that noise inside their mind. They hear it, sure, they're not deaf, but they don't let it shake them. They don't react, they respond with work. While others are checking social media, scrolling through opinions, arguing in interviews, or making statements, the champion is somewhere hidden. In the gym, on the field, alone under the weight of silence and sweat. That silence isn't empty. It's filled with the sound of focus, of heavy breathing during sprints, of a ball hitting the back of the net 1,000 times in a single session. It's filled with the voice in the back of their mind saying, one more, just one more. When the pressure builds, the outside world gets louder. They love to build you up when you're rising, but the second you sleep, they turn. That's when champions make the choice. The choice not to listen, not to be distracted, not to answer back with talk but with action. That's the difference. That's the edge. Champions don't explain themselves. They don't beg for understanding. They earn it all over again, every single time. They understand that greatness isn't permanent. It must be proven again and again. So they train like they're still chasing. Even when the world says they've already arrived, this mindset is brutal. It's lonely. But it's also pure. Because when the lights go off and the crowd disappears, all that's left is the grind. And that's where champions are made. Not in stadiums. Not in interviews. In those hidden hours where no one is watching. It's not about the perfect condition. Rain, snow, fatigue, none of it matters. The grind doesn't wait. It doesn't care how you feel. Champions show up regardless. They respect the process too much to take a day off. Because they know what's at stake. Not trophies, not titles, but legacy. Legacy doesn't come from talent. Talent is the spark. The grind is the fire. That daily decision to outwork, to outlast, to ignore comfort. That's the real game. The real win isn't what happens on match day. It's what happens behind closed doors, in the shadows. They train because they can't imagine not doing it. It's not a duty. It's an obsession. It's wired into them. That hunger, that refusal to be satisfied, it burns deeper than any external motivation ever could. The grind speaks louder than the critics ever will. Because in the end, noise fades, but results remain. And champions, real champions, know that every sacrifice, every rep, every drop of sweat is a brick in the wall of their greatness. They don't need applause, they need progress. That's what drives them. That's what defines them. That's what defines them. True warriors rise after they fall. Not once, not twice. Every single time. They don't just bounce back. They come back different, stronger, smarter, more dangerous than ever before. Because every fall teaches them something. It strips away the ego. It tests their heart. It refines their hunger. Falling isn't failure. Falling isn't failure. It's part of the climb. Every great warrior has faced defeat. Real, painful, public defeat. But they don't stay down, they don't fold, they don't look for excuses or blame teammates or circumstances. They look inward, they ask the hardest questions, and then they go to work. So, the ground they hit when they fall, it becomes their foundation. That rock bottom becomes the platform for the next level. Because they don't see setbacks as the end, they see them as a beginning, a chance to rewrite the story, a chance to silence the doubt. Not just from others, but the doubt within. That internal battle is the real war. When you've been knocked down, the first voice you hear is your own, and what you say in that moment matters more than anything else. You say, it's over, or do you say, it's over, or do you say, not yet? Warriors choose a not yet. They use the fall to reset, to rebuild, to remember who they are, to remind the world why they were feared in the first place. And when they return, it's not with the same energy, it's with something different, something raw, something that only comes from facing the darkness and choosing to fight anyway. Comebacks aren't made in the spotlight, they're made in the shadows, in silence, In those lonely moments when no one believes in you but yourself. That belief, that's a fire. It's not loud, it's quiet. But it's unstoppable. When warriors rise, they don't just return to where they were. They aim higher, they raise the standard. Because the fall taught them what they were missing. It exposed their blind spots. It made them better. Not bitter. There's no fear in falling. The only fear is staying down.
Vata. And true warriors, they never stay down. They were built to rise, built to endure, built to inspire. Not because of perfection, but because of perseverance. They carry their scars like armor. They don't hide the pain, they wear it with pride.
Every cut, every bruise, every moment of doubt, it's proof of the battle, proof they were tested, and proof they survived. The world may write them off, the media may forget. But the warrior doesn't. They remember every insult, every doubt, every moment someone said, "You're done." They remember it all, and they use it as fuel, as fire, as the reason they never stop. The comeback isn't a moment, it's a mission to prove to themselves that nothing can break them. A mission to show the world that greatness isn't just about glory, it's about resilience. It's about answering every no with a watch me. Comebacks are built in silence, not spotlight. When the cheers fade and the cameras turn away, that's where the real transformation begins. No audience, no applause, just pure effort.
It's in the unseen hours, in the quiet grind that a fallen giant rebuilds. Not for fame, but for fire. While the world forgets, the comeback is already in motion, crafted with discipline, shaped by hunger and driven by the relentless refusal to stay down. Doubt is fuel for greatness. Doubt is fuel for greatness. Every time they say you can't, every time they count you out, it adds weight to your purpose. Doubt is not weakness, it's a challenge. It's the spark that lights the next level. Greatness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from resistance, from the friction of proving everyone wrong. And when they doubt you the most, that's when the fire inside burns the brightest. Legends roar louder from the ground. It's easy to celebrate at the top, to scream in victory. But the true roar comes when you're down, bruised and written off. That's when the heart speaks. That's when silence is broken by a voice that says, "I'm not finished." The roar from the ground isn't for the crowd. It's a declaration to the universe that the story isn't over. It's not about where you are, it's about what's still burning inside. Pressure is not the enemy, it's a partner. It doesn't crush you, it shapes you. Real greatness welcomes the weight, embraces the expectations. Pressure separates those who want it from those who live for it. It's not fear, it's fuel. Every time the stakes rise, so does the mindset. The higher the pressure, the sharper the focus.
Champions, and this isn't something to run from. It's something to rise into. Every setback is a setup for a stronger return. It's never just a loss, it's a lesson in disguise. Setbacks reveal what comfort hides. They break illusions, expose gaps, and force you to evolve. It's in that space between the fall and the rise that the comeback begins. The pain becomes purpose. The failure becomes fuel. And every step forward after a fall hits harder because it's built on grit, not luck. Greatness demands relentless discipline. Not sometimes, not when it's easy. Every single day, it's showing up when your body's tired and your mind whispers to. It's the refusal to cut corners or chase shortcuts. Discipline is the difference between talent that fades and legacy that lasts. It's doing the work no one sees, repeating the basics until they become instinct. Greatness isn't random, it's earned through habits forged in silence, nuts. Prove them wrong with action, not words. Talk fades, but results echo forever. Real competitors don't waste time arguing, they focus on evolving. Every doubt, every insult, every time someone says, "You're finished," becomes another brick in the wall they're building. Let others talk, let them talk. The response isn't in interviews, it's in performance. Silence the noise with effort. Let the scoreboard do the talking. That's how legends respond, through execution, not excuses. True legends rise every time they fall. Not because they never get knocked down, but because they never stay there. It's in their DNA. The fall is temporary, the rise is instinct. They don't count the setbacks, they count the comebacks. What separates them isn't perfection, it's persistence. The ability to absorb the hit, learn the lesson, and keep pushing forward. No fall defines them on them. What defines them is the unshakable will to stand again stronger than before. Legends fall, but they never stay down. Subscribe, train, rise. This is Motivate Tweet 07. Let's go. Collision 5.